I would say it was around 15, 16. Before that, my actual love was athletics, but then started to play football very young, but still doing athletics. I loved 100 metres, 200 metres. Anything over that is a bit too long for me, and I loved long jump. But then once I started really getting involved with football a bit more and seeing that there's a pathway, then it was all football from about 14, 15. But 15, 16, that's when I knew that I could be a professional. Footballers I looked up to when I was a kid, Ian Wright was one of them. John Barnes was another one. I was a massive Liverpool fan, so watching John Barnes on the telly going down the wing, and I'm pretending to be left-footed because I'm actually right-footed, and trying to emulate what he's doing, and then to eventually play against him was a dream come true. The best players I played against, I'm going to break this down a little bit. So the best players I played against internationally, I would say Ronaldo, but the Brazilian Ronaldo, played against him in the 2002 World Cup. Unfortunately, they beat us. And then in the Premier League, I would probably say someone like Paul Scholes. Really fantastic player. Underrated, to be honest with you. No one really puts the emphasis on him. Everyone looks at Beckham, everyone looks at all these other players, but he was one that made Man United tick. The best players I played with, I would probably say my strike partner, being Michael Owen. Phenomenal player for what he achieved and what he did from such a young age and continuously. I would say Michael Owen, best forward I played with, and I would probably say Steven Gerrard and Paul Scholes. Played with them for Steven Gerrard with Liverpool and England, and Paul Scholes with England. Now you're getting me in trouble. Look, I think playing football is a great honour. I played for my hometown team in Leicester City. I was a Liverpool fan as well, so being able to actually play for my hometown team, then get transferred to the team that I supported was fantastic. So I'll have to say them too. My most memorable goal, I would say, is the fifth goal in the 5-1 win against Germany in Munich. It was an important game for us. It was Sven Goran Eriksson's first competitive game as well. They hadn't lost a game at home in over 50 plus matches. Plus we went 1-0 down after 7 minutes, and then to go on and win that game 5-1, phenomenal. It'll be remembered for years gone. Best opposition in when I was playing for the national team, I would say Brazil. They had Ronaldinho, Rivaldo up front, 3 Ballon d'Ors, and just to top it off, they had Kaká on the bench, who was another Ballon d'Or. I would say France, who were phenomenal back then as well, winning a lot of stuff. And then another national team I played against, which I was very impressed with, but I played with them in a pre-season friendly for Liverpool, was Thailand. Very agile, young, quick, technically good, sound players. Just that we were a little bit stronger and a little bit more powerful than them. We beat them, but it was a tough game. I'd have to say the first League Cup, obviously being my first trophy that I won with Leicester City, and then obviously the FA Cup is for me one of the pinnacle. Growing up as a kid, watching the FA Cup on television, that was the only one that you could watch on terrestrial TV. So watching the Giant Killers, etc., and then I get the chance to go and lift that trophy, and then UEFA Cup, which was a fascinating game to finish 5-4. Favourite one obviously is the Germany one. I would say my first ever goal against Norwich. I was only 17, I think I was 18 at the time. And then any goal against Everton. Passion, dedication, and and having drive to want to win. It would be 2000, my first tournament. Kevin Keegan, playing with the likes of Alan Shearer, Michael Owen was there, Robbie Fowler, etc. You know, playing with those sort of names and being in and around it as a young lad was just phenomenal, but still focusing enough to actually go out there and perform. At this moment in time, the three national teams I enjoy watching, I would say England. At this moment in time, they've got some real good young players, probably all in the same position, which is weird. We've got a lot of right backs and a lot of centre midfielders that are of the same ilk. Belgium are another one who seem to be coming into their own now. They've been pushing for the last 4 years to be the best. And obviously Spain and France, I would say they're equally pleasing on the eyes of the way they play. The differences in the games when I was playing and the game now is more the pace of the game. A lot fitter, a lot faster, a lot more dynamic. I'm not saying that we couldn't cope with that right now because you just change your training. But I do see it being very, very quick now, and this is probably why we see a lot of injuries, because they're pushing their bodies right to the limit, which is great for the viewers because we see some wonderful football. It's going to be a fascinating one, obviously, with what's happened and everyone really raring to go. And let's see who's got injuries. Let's see who's got their full strength squads, and fascinated to see who actually comes out on top. England look very good, look very sharp. Like I said before, some young, very, very young players who have done fantastic. In the likes of your Jude Bellinghams, your Phil Fodens, your Mason Mounts, and then you've got your Harry Kane who's scoring goals for fun. So it'll be interesting to see how they fare.